Ooh, hold up. Damn, okay. Yeah, yeah. Bro, whoever's on the keys is going insane. Okay, what's up YouTube? It is your boy Bento and welcome to another mod video. I just finished recording the Doki Doki exit music and I was looking through the Doki Doki Mod's website and I saw this one. And I saw the description for it and I thought, hey, what better mod to play than this one? The description says it takes place after the story of exit music. And me and Natsuki are given a second chance at life by some mysterious person. I didn't read too much out of it, but that's all I got. Either way, this is Doki Doki I'm Alive by... I already forgot. But shout out to y'all. But this is Doki Doki I'm Alive, and it's a new series. So, I guess without further ado, I might actually put, if I can, we're gonna put my stuff down just so it's not that loud. Okay. I guess we have nothing other than do than to just get in, dive right in. Also, okay, actually, never mind. I'll save that for later. Okay, back to reading again. It is already daylight. This is my first day back at the club. So, whoa. I head to the bathroom. This is a very, very nice bathroom actually, but why is there a stool in the middle of it? Oh, that's right. I haven't cleaned. Shards of broken glass and her dried blood stained the floor. Oh, okay, so this is like actually the ending to exit music, not Redux. I hear a crunch under my shoes as I head for the sink. I splash my face with tap water, trying not to look at myself in the mirror for too long. Look at yourself. You're disgusting. It's your fault. You should have done more. You should have called the police as soon. Damn, I can't read this. You were lazy and you didn't want to deal with it. You disgust me, idiot. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I can't take it anymore. I leave the bathroom with the faucet still running. Am I able to read that? Hold up. I did see a little section here. My text speed isn't even that fast. Okay, never mind. Return. Back in my room, my uniform awaits me. I change clothes quickly. Already undressed, I notice all the dirt accumulated on my clothes from not showering. Natsuki was always someone very neat. She wouldn't allow something like that for anything in the world. Natsuki. Taking one last look around, I go down the stairs and out the door. School was a nightmare. Of course, there were professors and students who would reach out, offering me someone to talk to if I needed it to. False sympathy. Supporting the most needy to feel better themselves. But during the previous year, they did not speak to me at all. I hate it. Nevertheless, I think going to school was worth it. I can go back to the literature club, although I doubt it will ever be the same as before without her. I open the door to the club room. Oh, Bento? How are you? We are all here for you, you know? Talk to us if you need anything, okay? Monica gives me a weak smile. I understand where it comes from, but false sympathy is the last thing I want right now. I can't help but be drawn to the closet, even knowing full well that if I set foot there, I'm going to break completely. I sit at a table near the corner of the room, next to the club entrance. Bento? Are you okay? I nod to Sayuri, trying to politely push her away. I don't want anyone's sympathy right now. I can feel my vision becoming blurry from tears. I duck my head to avoid anyone noticing, closing my eyes. Bento? Are you sure? Bento, please say something. I'm fine. I'm... My damn voice breaks. I feel a warm hand on my shoulder. I want to walk away, but what would be the point? Her hand lifts my chin. You'll be fine, Bento. Time heals all wounds. I can't hide my disgust from those words. Do they really believe what they are saying? The love of my life has been taken, ripped from me, without me being able to do anything, and they think it will magically go away? I can feel the tears falling down my cheeks. Things aren't not alright. She's gone. Don't you understand that? Or was she so disposable to you? I put my head on my arm, leaning on the desk. I didn't mean to burst, but I can't help but feel even worse. Alright then. I will leave you alone. Asshole. Sayuri, you realize what he's going through, right? Yes, I know, but that doesn't mean... That's enough, Sayuri. Leave him alone. It's okay, Sayuri. I understand. Am I still going to have to go through me jumping off the bridge and falling? I've been sitting for an hour, doing nothing in particular. I can't stand the urge to go to the closet anymore. I have to see it. I have to go one last time. I stand up determined. Monica stops me halfway. Bento, are you sure you'll be okay going there? Well, I guess I can't stop you. Don't torture yourself too much, please. I walk in, dropping my backpack on the floor. The rest of our manga collections are still here. I never took them to our house. I closed the door looking out of the room. Under the window, where I met the real Natsuki, who I fell in love with. I collapse on the floor near the window. I can't control my tears anymore. I just want her back. Bento, I understand how you feel, but it's almost the end of the day. We have to leave soon. Monica is standing over me, trying to talk to me. I avoid her questions. Sighing, she extends her arm in my direction. I reluctantly get up on my own, ignoring her help. Sayuri has left already. If you want, I'll walk you home. I just wanted to make sure you get well, Bento. This is horrible, and we all hate to see you go through this. That's why we do our best to help. You don't have to. Bento, please don't tell me that you're considering, No. I'm fine carrying this. I deserve it. It was all my fault. Bento, why? Why do you keep blaming yourself? Because it was my fault. I should have called the police as soon as I knew what was going on. I didn't, because he wasn't home or something, and we were enjoying the time that we had. I had the perfect opportunity to give her a better life, and I blew it because of my arrogance. Now, Natsuki's dead, and I'm rotting in the worst hell I could imagine. Bento, this is not right. You can't live like this. Come on, let's go. I'll walk you home. I'll walk home with you. I need to use the bathroom first. Okay. I will wait outside. We left the room together without a word. Monica takes a seat on one of the benches in the hallway. In the bathroom, I enter one of the cubicles. I drop my backpack on the ground awkwardly and open it. I search for my poem buried deep within it. Yup, the same one. Last size. So there we were together. A white room beside a window. where the sun rose. Regardless of the outcome, regardless of the cost, I wanted nothing more than the best for you. Your little hands, your crazy cat-like smile. Everything was perfect, just for a short while. But everything crumbled because you had to go. And now that you're not here, I have nothing left. I didn't give my best, and now we pay the price. In my life, a great darkness comes, and there's no place left to hide. In my heart and in my mind, the place you used to reside, rests a deep silence, caused by your absence. For me, this is it. How did I let this happen? Guilt holds me like a ghost. Regret drags me like a storm, calling an impulse I am unable to resist. In my darkest hour, whatever happens next, I really messed up everything. I really messed everything up. I can't bear my conscience complaining. Works with my sanity. I run backward and cover my ears for my deepest depth, but it's the loudest sound I have ever heard. Maybe a deep dive to face my fears will help me be back in your arms. Now I'm sailing on the moon to go and be with you again. I'll see you in the next life. I gulp. I'm going to have to make this quick. I leave the bathroom with a note in my hand. Monica must know something is going on because when she gets up, she comes towards me quickly. Bento, what is that? It's something I wrote last night. Do you mind if I read it? Sure, go ahead. I hold the note out to her. She grabs it in her warm hand and returns to her seat on the bench to read. A couple of minutes pass, during which she's fixed her eyes on the paper. By the time she finishes reading, drops are sliding down her face as she is on the verge of collapse. But she doesn't even have time to mumble my name because I'm already leaving school. Bento! I hear that echo behind me as I run into the street, out of sight. The rain stopped. At this point, it is the adrenaline that takes me to my destination. I know where I'm going, but I need to make sure I don't run into anyone. I'm not far away now. I hear a siren a couple of streets away. It seems Monica has made them aware of my intentions. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore, because I have already arrived at my destination. It's the bridge. Oh snap, it's an actual bridge. Okay, I can appreciate the new artwork. I stand in the middle of the bridge, looking at the water. I try to control my breathing, to no avail. I failed her. I said I would always be there for her, and I failed her. If only I could have done things differently. But it's too late, and now the girl I loved is gone for all eternity. I fall to my knees, gripping the railing with one hand. I raise my head, looking out over the large body of water. I stand up again with what little strength I have left. An intense wave of clarity stops my sobs. I hold my breath for a moment, letting out a shaky sigh. I climb up to the ledge. This is what has to happen. I was doomed from the beginning. I wish I had never been born to not feel the pain I am feeling right now. There's not much more I can do now, but I still have one last option left. Bento! I turn around and see Monica running towards me. Looks like she found me. I bring my heel close to the edge. Bento, no! Monica clings desperately to the lapels of my jacket as I give her feeble resistance. She throws me to the ground with great force. Bento, listen to me. I'm not going to let you go. Not for a second. Please, just don't do this. Let's talk about it. Bento, this is not a solution for what happened, Bento. This will aggravate everything even more. Don't you understand? I think the word was agitate. I'm sorry. Bento, this is not how your life should end. Please. I wipe the tears from my cheeks with one hand. I try to stand up, holding the railing for support. My body is shaking. I don't even have the strength to get up. Look at me, Bento. Please, you can't do this. I looked Monica in the eye for a moment. Seeing the tears coming from the corner of her eyes sends a sharp pain through my chest. Bento, you are not thinking about the consequences of your actions. Sayuri, do you know what will happen to her if she loses you? I know you know that, Bento. Do you really want that? And Yuri, I don't even want to imagine what she would do when she found out. Why should I care? They are part of everything that has happened. Please, listen to me. Alright, I'm listening. Monica? Okay. Mentally exhausted and not knowing what to do, I agree to go with Monica. That's what Natsuki would have wanted, isn't it? Thank you very much, Bento. God knows how the others would have reacted. Monica, let's go back, please. Monica takes my hand, intending to lead me away from the lane. We all love you, Bento. We will always be here for you no matter what. Together we'll help you get through those rain clouds. I let go of the railing, following Monica's example. No. With what little energy I have left, I grab Monica by the shoulders and push her as hard as I can. She loses her grip on me, also losing her balance and almost falling to the ground. As Monica realizes what is happening, she lets out a scream and rushes to my feet. No! Damn! Okay, that is scary. That is scary. That is horrifying. No! There is no turning back now. I must do it. This is my only way out. I can no longer control my actions. I'm coming, Natsuki. I run to the bridge railing and jump. As I begin the journey into the large body of water, I remember the times Natsuki and I spent together. Our first time reading together. When she first said that she liked my poems. Cooking together. When she told me she loved me. Natsuki, if you're hearing me from beyond the grave, I'm going to see you. And then it's just a whole bunch of darkness. Why? Why do you have to add sounds? It's already horrifying enough that the dude jumps. I don't need to hear it. Okay. Weightlessness takes hold of me. I try to open my eyes slowly. I am inside a red ocean. I do not feel like I'm drowning. I don't even feel like I'm swimming in water. It's like levitating. I am naked. I feel small, warm female hands brush against my back and hug me. I do not look. I don't need it. I don't know where I am, but I don't want to know. Little by little, I feel myself losing consciousness. Okay, so how long am I going to be having to stare into darkness? Oh, snap. We're above the clouds. We're in heaven, peeps. I think. After a few seconds, I wake up in an unfamiliar place. I'm dressed in my school uniform, the clothes I was wearing when I threw myself into the water. Where am I? Is this a dream? I try to pinch my arms, but when I feel the pain, I end up more confused than I already was. No, Mr. Bento, this is not a dream. Who are you? Where am I? Get me out of here! Dan? You mean like Dan Salvato? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Call me Dan. Well, I will explain everything. I guess you have knowledge about the myth that good people go to heaven and bad people go to hell, right? I nod my head. Well, you are in neither. You are in a place called Limbo. Here, we give special people a second chance. I was stunned. I can't believe what is happening. And what is it? To live and return to Earth to resurrect. You see, I don't want to be resurrected. I want to see the love of my life again. Please let me finish, Mr. Bento. You will return to Earth, whether you want to or not. But you will return on one condition. You can't say that you are the Bento who committed suicide, do you understand me? What if I do? Do I come back here? At this point, I don't care about anything. I just want to see Natsuki. Well, if it occurs to you to tell anyone, then you are Bento, that you are Bento and that you are alive, you will die again, amid terrible suffering, go headlong into hell, and never see Natsuki. Alright, I'll do it for her. In that case, I have a surprise in store for you. Dan snapped his fingers, and a few feet away from me, a woman materialized whose pink hair and eyes caused mine to water in tears. I ran out to her. Natsuki! I was completely unable to assimilate it. I had never felt such deep pain mixed with such euphoria that I was incapable of enduring. I hugged her with all my strength while crying unconsolably. I've missed you so much. I could barely speak between sobs as I hugged her. Who are you? My crying stopped short. What do you mean you don't know who I am? Look at me. I grabbed her cheek so she could get a better look at me. At first, she didn't seem to flinch in the slightest. After a few hellish seconds, her face began to turn paler and paler. Her pupils dilated and she burst into tears. She hugged me with all her might, just as I did, but the most striking thing was that her tears slid down my shirt as if my clothes were waterproof. Darling, I'm sorry. I had to. Wait. If you're here, that means that I committed suicide. She looked me in the eyes with remarkable disbelief, which surprised me, especially since she did the exact same thing. Why did you do it? Because of you. I cannot conceive in a world without you. I had been a week with a huge depression, the biggest of my life. I couldn't get out of bed until today. I was just crying for you. Please forgive me. Wait, what do you mean 1 week? You've been dead for a week now. But I got here less than an hour ago. I forgot to comment on that detail. In Limbo, time is different. For you, Natsuki, less than an hour has passed. For Bento, days. So, when you come back to reality, there may be a little time lag and a little time lag. The trip will take quite a while. Well, after the reunion, ready to go? Yes, we are. Good. Before you come back, I have to tell you something very important. These special people are allowed to reveal their identity, but there is a limit. You can only share that information to 5 people on Earth. That is until you met your goal. And what is the goal? In order to live in peace for the rest of your life on Earth, you will have to put an end to the life of the person who caused your faithful end. Is that clear? But how are we gonna kill someone? Is he using us to murder people? This is beyond me. Excuse me, but if you had the courage to end your own lives, it wouldn't cost you anything to end the life of such a miserable being. Note that you cannot kill more than 3 individuals, and you do not have unlimited time. If 1 year has passed since the resurrection, and you have not fulfilled your task, you will disappear from the earth and will not be seen again for eternity. But wait a minute, no one has murdered us. Your death was triggered by the series of events that led to your suicide. Dangerous friendships, bad decisions, bad family members. Whatever their origin, that person was the gear that started it all. You will have to find out by your own hands who it was and finish him off, for I cannot do it on my own. Everything will become clear as soon as you do your duty. Well, it is time for you to leave. I hope that is clear to you. Good luck. But what? So what, time gets reversed? Because I don't think they're gonna resurrect us and then, oh, zombie. You know? I felt a prick in the back of my neck and fell unconscious. What the Okay, that was a little aggressive. What the I woke up numb and sore. I was next to the bridge from which I had jumped a few minutes ago. I didn't show up at the cemetery, so I guess Dan has placed us near the place where we died. And if I have appeared here, Natsuki must have appeared near her house, where she died. I ran out there with all of my energy. On the way, I saw a little pink-haired woman. It could not possibly be anyone else. Without thinking twice, I ran in her direction. She did the same when she saw me. I took her by the shoulders and whispered in her ear, We did it. It wasn't a dream. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but none like this. But what difference does it make? I'm with you, and I don't care if I'm alive or dead, as long as I'm with the love of my life. I know. We're back. We remained in that position and in the strictest of silences for half a minute. Finally, she spoke. Do you still love me? With all my might, Natsuki. I love you too. We only have 5 people to notify, and I'm already thinking of 3. Don't worry, honey. If we make it, the whole world will know it. But we need to find the person triggering our suicides. Your father. Exactly. But before that, let's see if the others are okay, or if they haven't done something stupid. Yes. I'm too mentally exhausted to see the others. Is something wrong with you? I don't think I can look them in the face right now after the incident. I still can't get Monica's scream out of my head just before I jumped. I need to take a break from all of this. It's okay, sweetheart. We'll rest and tomorrow we'll figure out what to do. Okay. Come to think of it, where will we sleep? If the timeline that Dan said is true, we do not know for sure what month, year, or century we are in. Possibly my house is currently occupied, and even if it wasn't, I don't have the keys. And yours? If no house is good enough for us, we will find our own. We have to manage as best as we can. When we finish our work, we can go anywhere in the world together. A mischievous grin broke out on her face. Alright. Well, that's all there is to it. Let's get going. Natsuki and I marched the direction of my house, holding hands. On the way, we stumbled upon our old high school. It has changed a lot. The time lag was true. Just looking at it brings back old memories. When we were in the club all together, without many worries. When we were happy. A tear wells up in my eyes without being able to help it. I wish with all my soul I could go back to the days of the club. Natsuki extends her thumb to wipe away the drop of water that was flowing down my face. I understand how you feel. I would like to go back to those times too. But we can't get stuck in the past. We have to face reality and move forward as best as we can. This is possibly the last chance we will have to be happy. We will have to be happy again. So let's not waste it. This is the woman I fell in love with, no doubt about it. She has changed a lot since the first day I met her. I noticed her much more determined and self-confident as Monica was. Alright, I'll do it for you, my love. This is the way to talk. After the momentary break, we continued our tour. Well, here we are. Unintelligible noises are heard outside the house. Shit, I think there's someone staying here. Let's get a little closer to make sure. Wouldn't that be trespassing? We have to kill someone and you're worried about this? Natsuki laughed mockingly. You're right. We crept closer so we could clearly hear it. After a few seconds of silence, we managed to make out a woman's voice. Hey, Takeshi? You still haven't told me what you wanted to tell me when you got home. Oh, sorry, honey. So a couple are staying here. Well, then we better... On the way home, I decided to detour off the road and go to the cemetery to see my mother's grave. The thing is, as I walked in, I saw the next door neighbor crying deeply near a gravestone. She was wearing a dark outfit, and in her hand she carried a red ribbon. Wait, does he mean Sayori? I went over to offer my condolences, but she could hardly speak. After a while, she left. She seemed very upset. I hope she recovers soon. Natsuki, do you think... Wait, are you saying because the timeline has been changed? And I wasn't exactly in the time Sayori was here? Does that mean Sayori actually went through with it? Sayori. Wait, that's good news. That means she's still alive. Who is shouting outside? Oh no, run! Then why the hell would a person go to a gravestone with a ribbon on? I can't run anymore. I'm sorry, I spoke too loud back there. We stopped for a few seconds to catch our breath, and that's okay. At least we know who we should visit first. Let's go to your house and see if we get lucky with that one. Oh snap. The house had clear signs of deterioration. It seems that no one came to live here after the incident. Something logical, knowing the things that happened here. We peeked inside and saw that the interior still housed a few pieces of furniture. Furniture. Looks like it's our lucky day. Let's go inside. But how are we going to get in if the door's locked? Well, we haven't checked it. Hold up. Okay, never mind. I had to sneeze, but it went away. We approached one of the glass doors and tried it with all our might to open it. We got into a position and stretched as far as we could to get it open, afraid that it would fall on us because it was in such a pitiful state. Let's go to my room. We'll sleep there. The room was trashed. It seemed like centuries had passed without anyone coming in here. The paint on the wall was falling apart, and there was a lot of garbage on the floor. My room. It seems that the house has been broken into, taking advantage of the fact that no one lives inside. Which is very strange, since the place is supposed to be closed to the public because of, you know. Wait a minute, now that I remember. Natsuki began to rummage around the room. At one point, she went to one of the nooks and crannies in the room and began to look closely at the bedside table. Without even thinking about it, she removed a piece of furniture from its place. I thought she had gone crazy, but when I saw what she had hidden behind it, I understood everything. Good, they're still here. I hid some things in case I ever ran away from home. As far as I remember, behind the bedside table, I hid a Perfect Girl's manga, a wig, and clothes to cover up. I don't see the manga anywhere though. If only 5 people can know of our existence, we will have to go unnoticed. So it is vital that we disguise ourselves, at least a little. It had completely slipped my mind. No one except the girls can know we're alive. I think if you take off your school uniform, they won't recognize you. Because of your 3-day beard, you look like someone else. I'm going to put on my clothes, see if they still fit. She wore over her current clothes a pink sweatshirt, black shorts, and a brown wig. Do I look good? You always look good. Thank you. Let's go to sleep now, because tomorrow we have to go to Sayuri's house early. Alright, I'm exhausted. Natsuki takes off her costume and we went to the bed, which, despite the passage of time, was still standing. I woke up in the middle of the night exhausted. I still have nightmares about everything that happened. Natsuki's inert body swaying, Monika's scream just before jumping. I wish I was as strong as Natsuki. I heard a sound that seemed to come from Natsuki. Maybe I woke her up with my reaction. Are you awake? Uh, Bento? I was suddenly startled. Why are you crying? Bento? I, I've tried to be strong so you wouldn't worry about me. But I've been affected by all this too. Tears emerged from my eyes as a consequence of her words. Natsuki? I hugged her with all my strength while she cried inconsolably. Everything will be fine. I promise. We'll be happy. We stayed like that for several minutes before we fell asleep from exhaustion. Great, now my eyes are gonna be all red and puffy. Huh? Whose house is this? Well, this is it. Ring the doorbell. I did, so eager to see her. Instead, her mother came out to greet us. I know genes and looks are passed down to their kids, but this seems way too identical. Like way too identical. This would be Sayuri wearing longer hair. Mom S. Morning guys. Morning guys. Morning guys. What do you want? We came to see Sayuri. Oh wow, are you friends of hers? I don't know you. She must have been suspicious of us, understandably, since I was sweating profusely. Yes, we are classmates. Classmates? But she doesn't study anymore. She frowned, and at that reaction, I tried to redirect the situation so that our plan would not go down the drain. We were classmates. Wait a minute, she doesn't study anymore? Ah, well, I hope she remembers. Please come in. She's in her room. We went upstairs to her room while I made sure Sayuri's mother wasn't following us. Take care of her, guys. I'm off to run some errands. A great sense of relief permeates the room at the same time as the nerves appeared. I gently nudged Natsuki, indicating that she could remove the wig and the clothes she wore. I looked for the courage to knock on her door, but could not find it. The one who did find it was Natsuki. We heard a come in, Mom. She thought we were her mother. Wait, Nat. You know that Sayuri is very sensitive, don't you think? Before I finished speaking, Natsuki is tugging on my shirt sleeve to let me in. Dead or alive, she will never change. Oh. Okay, someone has been going through it. What's up, Ma? Who are you? Sayuri, don't you recognize us? A long silence took over the scene. My leg fell asleep, and now I am sitting comfortably with the sensation of pins and needles. It may have been only a few seconds, but the wait on her response took forever. Of course, why not? What have I done to deserve this? Every day of my disgusting life I have hallucinations of them. I don't know when my brain will assimilate that I got over them. 5 years of my life thrown away, every day reminding my mind of past traumas. I'm fed up. When I get the chance, I will hang myself with whatever I have on hand. I can't take it anymore. What the hell? What is this timeline brought? Her eyes glittered and a small vein stood out on her forehead in fury. Both Natsuki and I have been petrified by her reaction. Wait a minute. 5 years? Wait, has it been 5 years from the original timeline? Is that what it's saying? Sayuri grabbed the bottle of pills and swallowed a handful at a time. Within seconds, she threw the bottle to the ground. These antidepressants are useless! Sayuri collapsed and was moving around the room with a strange attitude. Sayuri, we are not hallucinations. No shit, smartass. That's what they all say. But it turns out that my mother doesn't see them, and I can't even touch them, just like you. Sayuri threw her right index finger on her cheek, and her left finger on Natsuki's cheek, hoping to pierce through us as if we were ethereal ghosts. but words stopped coming out of her mouth when her fingertips collided with our face, and she did not go through us. Her face turned to the color of snow, her hands began to shake uncontrollably, as did her legs, whose knees became so weak that they could not support her trembling body. The sight of her face gave me a twinge in my stomach. Within seconds, the deep silence was broken by the noise on the floor emanating from Sayuri. She had urinated on herself. I can't stand this image anymore. Sayuri gave me a horrible feeling that drills my brain with guilt. Sayuri, we are very real. We are back. Wait, are you telling me? Okay, so if I'm getting this correctly, then this is 5 years after our death. So meaning our death did happen, but we're back. I thought we would just be sent back in time before everything before the death. Okay. I hugged Sayuri with all my strength, but she didn't reciprocate. It was like hugging a jelly, and all that came out of her mouth was unintelligible noises. How? What? Poor Sayuri couldn't take it anymore and fainted in my arms. After making sure she was breathing, reacting to stimuli, and that her heart was beating, we laid Sayuri down on her bed, and while I went to the bathroom, Natsuki changed all her clothes. We can't let her mother know, or the worst will happen. After about 15 minutes, she woke up. When she saw us, her eyes flooded with tears, and she jumped into our arms as if she had never fainted. I knew you would come back. I knew you were dead. No, Sayuri, we really are dead. So, how are you here? Sit on the bed. We'll explain everything. 20 minutes later. Let me get this straight. Have you been resurrected? Something like that. But how? You never changed, Sayuri. We've been explaining everything for you to you for a long time, and you still don't understand. I understand what you mean, but why did it take you 5 years to come back? Are you sure it's been 5 years? Almost. You passed away on November 15th and 2019. And we are in September 2024. Confirmed, it's been 5 years since we last saw her. No doubt the journey Dan talked about was a long one. Natsuki looked me in the eyes, seeking confirmation that I too had the time lag in mind. Well, Sayuri, we were dead for just a couple of hours. Time in the afterlife is different. And you can only tell 5 people? Now 4. So I'm the first. Exactly. And I guess you figure out who's 2 of those 4 people are going to be. Monica and Yuri. Exactly. But we have a problem. If 5 years have passed, how can we locate them? I haven't spoke to them in a long time. I don't know exactly where they are. I tried to call them a couple weeks ago, but it seems like they have changed their numbers, because it told me that those did not exist anymore. I only know that Monica is in the capital, although I don't know exactly where, or at least she was there the last time I talked to her. Well, we have our next target. It will be difficult to find her, but we have no better option to contact her. Yeah. And knowing Monica, she probably has an important job there, so it shouldn't be too complicated to find her. Well, that's all there is to it. Let's find the leader. Natsuki exclaimed in joy, but after a few seconds of reconsideration, her ear-to-ear grin faded. And how are we supposed to go to Tokyo if we don't have a single yen? In addition, we will have to pay for food, hotel accommodation, and so much more. You are right. Sayuri started looking around the room for money like crazy. We helped her in her endeavor of finding a few yen. With this, we can't even afford a single ticket. We started to think about how to get the money. Hey Bento, Is your bank account still working? I don't know. I have quite a bit of money saved, but that account must have been inactive for a couple years. We don't lose anything by looking, though. Well, I guess you're right. You say that a lot, don't you? Shut up and let's check it out. But the nearest ATM is far away from here, so I'd better check with my cell phone and get the money at the station. But I have no idea where it is, so I doubt we'll be able to find it to this day. Your cell phone? She has my cell phone? Sayuri stood up in the direction of the drawers in her room. From one of the drawers, she took out a pink and a black... She had our cell phones. Wait a minute. Those are our cell phones. Where did you get it from? I had it. Well, when you passed away, we kept your cell phone as a kind of souvenir, I guess. But when our paths parted, they were given to me to treasure. Every day I would turn them on to make sure they were working perfectly and not running out of battery. And I waited patiently for a call, a message, or anything that would give away that you were still alive. I was really looking forward towards the day to return them, and it has finally arrived. Sayuri. We both hugged her with all our might. Enough, please. Bento, check if the account is still active. I grabbed my cell phone and checked to see if it was still working. Well, it works. We all exclaimed with joy. We can now go and look for her. How much money is there? 100,000 yen or so. It's not much, but I guess it's enough. Yeah, the amount seems like enough by itself, but if you add the yen part, then it's a lot less. We can take out about 40,000 at the train station's ATM, and we will have enough for several days. Well, case solved. When we get to the station, we take out the money and focus on looking for Monica. Well, let's get started. Yes! And with a big smile, we set off for the nearest station. Sayuri? God, she never listens to me. Fuck. She's already gone out again without my permission. I'm sure it's those guys' fault. I have to find her any way I can. Oh, come on. She's gonna be on our hunt now? Sayuri, you couldn't have changed. We got the little short animations. Even though those animations is just the switching of two sprites and then moving them across on the thing. But I mean, it takes programming, so I'm not gonna count them short. Natsuki was sound asleep on my left shoulder. Sayuri looked intently at her cell phone, trying to brighten up the trip. It has been 2 hours since we left, and after about 25 minutes, we are about to arrive at Tokyo JR Station, Junior Station. I woke Natsuki up slowly. Honey, we're almost here. She opened her eyes and looked at me softly as she smiled. Her pupils gave off an almost unearthly glow, denoting her lack of sleep. When she got up from her seat, Sayuri had already left the carriage. Without further ado, we left the station. It was 7:30 p.m. Time to go to dinner. We are now in Tokyo. I saw the city in awe. There were skyscrapers for every step you took. But what amazed me the most was that Sayuri still hadn't realized that she had left totally disheveled and with her pajamas on. Or maybe she already knows and doesn't care. Who knows what's going on in her head. Omitting that, it was time to find a place to eat. Girls, what do you say we go out to dinner somewhere? That's fine with me. I haven't eaten for a whole day. Let's go somewhere we can sit down and look for a hotel with a restaurant if possible. Hey. I will always appreciate music in these types of games. As we strolled along, Sayuri searched for a nearby hotels on her cell phone. Along the way, she raised her head and spoke. Guys, I found something. H&K Hotel. 300 meters away, 4.9 stars opinion, and we can stay... Excuse me. And we can stay the three of us for 10,000 yen a night. What do you think? Without a word, we headed there. Ooh, this looks nice. Upon entering, we found a very beautiful foyer, a huge reception area with a few very good quality sofas, huge pillars supporting the beautiful ceiling, and a replica of a large-scale vertical format painting by Tomika Tase. The receptionist, upon seeing us enter, greeted us with warmth and kindness. Hello, how can I help you? We would like to rent a room of three for 2 nights. Perfect. Excuse me for a moment, and I'll look for a room. Of 3. After a few seconds of typing on her computer, she spoke again. Great. Room 109. 3 people, 2 nights. That would be 2,000 yen. I took 2 10,000 yen bills out of my wallet and placed them on the receptionist desk. Perfect. In whose name should I book the room? Oh, on behalf of Shinohara Sayuri. Perfect. Enjoy your stay. She handed us the keys, and we all said our goodbyes. On the way to the stairs, my curiosity got the better of me. Hey Sayuri, why did you give her your name so suddenly? Haven't you noticed? The receptionist was looking at you and Natsuki a lot. I think she was suspicious, and if you gave her your name, that would have sentenced you, since everyone would know you are alive. Besides, if you say your name, you're wasting a person to tell. And Sayuri, how are we supposed to be recognized if we have never been to Tokyo and we are not famous? Oh, I forgot to tell you. It turns out that your death story has become something of a fairy tale. There are people who have written books about it. What? But why? Your death for love caught the attention of artists and inspired them. You have been baptized as Jisatsu Aiko ka. Suicide lovers. It's ominous, but I like it. That's why I gave them my name. So that you wouldn't give yours. Thank you so much, Sayuri. You saved us. Well, enough talking and let's go eat. I'm incredibly hungry. Oh, you're telling me I'm somewhat famous? Damn. And yet I don't see a single bill out of that. I'm gonna have to copyright them. We finished dinner and took the opportunity to go shopping for clothes since we hadn't brought anything to change into. When we finished, we saw the time, 12 a.m. Because of dinner and shopping, we had completely lost track of time. Sayuri proposed to go to the hotel to sleep, and we accepted without hesitation. We were too tired, and it had been a long day. Tomorrow we will investigate Monika's whereabouts. I'm picking this bed. Sayuri pointed to the bed on the left. Well, I'll take the middle one. What a difficult decision. What do I choose? The one that remains or the floor? The 3 of us laughed, but Natsuki interrupted the group laughter. Well guys, I'm off to brush my teeth. Natsuki left the bag with her clothes on top of her bed, took off the costume she was wearing, and left for the bathroom. Sayuri and I also left the bags on top of the beds and followed Natsuki and found a rather small washroom. The floor tiles were brown, the mirror was spotless, and the lights were dimmable. On top of the sink, there were 3 apparently new toothbrushes, toothpaste, and plastic cups. We brushed our teeth together in a hurry, as we were very sleepy, and went straight to bed. I closed the window, dressed only in my shirt and boxer shorts, and I went to bed when they had already fallen asleep a while ago. Suddenly, in the unwavering silence of the night, a thunderclap was heard. There was a storm. More and more rumbles began to fall, until in one of them, the faint light of lightning illuminated Natsuki trying to get out of her bed without making noise. Madam? I whispered to her in surprise. Natsuki, what are you doing? Madam, pause, hold up. Pump the brakes. I've been waiting for this for 5 years. Madam, Sayuri is literally not that far away. She is literally on the opposite side of us. Madam, hold up. I don't feel comfortable doing this. Natsuki climbed on top of me astride, and began to unbutton my shirt. Suddenly, another flash of lightning illuminated her sensual figure. She was almost like a little tigress. In the midst of the moment of lust, I realized something. Thank you. Okay, that was a voice crack, but thank you, character. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. Well, it seems like they're keeping some elements from original exit music, where we did, let's say, fool around with Natsuki in it. Redux didn't have that. Natsuki, we can't do this. Sayuri's right there, and we could wake her up. Oh my gosh. She's bold. I will say that. Don't worry. If we don't make any noise, she won't find out. Eat her. Eat. I like how we went from that sort of scene to this happy music. The gentle morning breeze woke me from my slumber. What do you mean breeze? The windows are closed. It was a nostalgic yet unfamiliar feeling at the same time. The smell of dew mingled with a sweet and delicate aroma, which, although it was not the first time I smelt it, was not able to recognize it at all. My hair moved to the sound of the capricious swaying of the wind in a dance that tickled my forehead. I felt a strange pressure in my chest, and when I looked up, Okay, now that I'm saying this, it would be funny if the next dialogue just said that Sayuri was just looking over us, saying, "What happened here?" It does just make funny. When I looked up, I saw a little pink-haired girl sound asleep above me. I stroked her hair while breathing slowly. Suddenly, a question came to mind. Why did I feel the wind? Exactly. I looked towards the window next to my bed and found it wide open. I was consumed by the doubt, why is the window open when I left it closed last night? I had not yet found a logical reasoning for the fact when I heard a friendly voice answer my question before I even asked it. I thought her eyes weren't even there, bro. The freaking dark eye bags is so... Good morning, lovebirds. Natsuki also woke up noisily. When she spoke, her voice was tired and sleepy, but at the same time very cheerful. Good morning. Good morning, girls. How did you sleep? Pretty bad, but well, today's going to be a long day. That's right. So we better get up. We have to make the most of the morning. Oh, we're not gonna talk about this? Well said. Let's have breakfast. Natsuki, in one leap, released my chest and allowed me to stand up. I thought about making the bed, but remembered there was room service, so I didn't waste much time. After putting on our street clothes, we got ready to go down to the dining room, but suddenly Sayuri grabbed my right wrist. Natsuki didn't notice, so when she saw that we didn't leave the room, she asked, "What's up, guys?" Nothing. I just want to research a thing on the internet and I need Bento's help. Go to the dining room. We'll catch up with you. Very... It was very obvious that Sayuri was lying, but Natsuki's innocence did not detect the deception. Alright, they'll be late. Natsuki walked out the door, leaving us alone in the room. Sayuri let go of my wrist and changed her facial expression. From an unwavering smile, she turned to a face so neutral it was frightening. The corners of her lips were immobile, and her eyes conveyed anger and helplessness. Well, duh. If the character can remember correctly, Sayuri still has feelings for us. Yes, thank you. Bento, if you and Natsuki want to enjoy your relationship as a couple, I think it's great. But if you're going to have sex a few feet away from me, at least make sure I'm asleep. I've barely been able to sleep all night. What did I say? What did I say? Ear. My face turned as red as a tomato, and I lowered my gaze due to the embarrassment I was feeling. Sorry, Sayuri. We thought you were asleep. The smile on her face reappeared, but it was very different. Excuse me. Hold up. Jeez. Don't worry, but be careful next time, okay? I nodded my head at high speed and bolted out of the room. I was going to have a hard time pretending that nothing had happened. While we were having breakfast, Natsuki was looking very intently at her cell phone. I avoided looking at Sayuri as much as possible. If I blushed again, Natsuki was going to get suspicious. While I ate my miso soup, Sayuri devoured some dongos and a bowl of rice with nori seaweed, as if it was the last meal she was going to have in her life. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. I don't want that to be foreshadow. Natsuki barely touched her mochis because she was so intent on whatever she was doing. Suddenly, she stood up from her chair energetically and almost screamed with excitement. I have found it! Ah! Natsuki, you scared me. What do you mean? I found Monica. I know where she works. What? How did you do it? Sayuri said on the train that when Monica was still living in Osaka, she hardly saw her. She didn't see her on the street, at school, or anywhere. She was old enough to work, and her name was on her last year's school, and her name was on her last year's high school seniors class valedictorian. So I figured her work must have been all-consuming and left her no time for herself. Thanks to this, I deduced that she could be a teacher. I had no hope of getting it right, but searching for her name on the internet, I found out that she spent 6 months working as an economics tutor, and it turns out that, according to what it says on this website, she quit her job as a teacher, and obviously without specifying the reasons. Because of this, I deduced that when she came to Tokyo, it might have been because of a job offer and something to do with the economy. I started looking for her as a consultant or college professor, but she's not listed under either. And when I searched the prosecutor's registry in Tokyo, I found that Yuro Monica works as a public defender, and thanks to that registry, I was able to get her phone number. Damn! You're telling me Natsuki was able to do all that? So she's a public attorney. She's a public defender then. Damn. Who would have thought? Sayuri and I were unable to utter a single word for a minute. Our jaw almost hit the floor. We never thought that Natsuki could be able to carry out such an investigation worthy of a police inspector. Natsuki smiled in a mocking manner. You are welcome. Thanks, Nat. Now it will be much easier to find Natsuki. Much easier to find Monica. So, what are we waiting for? Sayuri, call Monica. I'm sure she's still thinking about you. Alright, Nat. Tell me her number. 011-271-6677. When Sayuri pressed the call button, my heart shrank. Someone answered the phone. Makimo Law Firm. My name is Kazuo. What can I do for you? Hello. Good morning. I would like to speak to Jiro Monica. Right now, Miss Jiro is busy with a client. Would you like to book an appointment with her for this evening at 6:30? Yeah, sure, it's perfect. Great. We Could you please provide me with your name? Of course. Shinohara Sayuri. Great. You got your appointment all lined up. Anything else I can help you with? No, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you for trusting us and have a good morning. When Sayuri hung up the call and looked at us, we saw confusion and surprise in her eyes. Suddenly she spoke. Guys, Monica even has a secretary. What? We both exclaimed when we heard that. I would have never imagined Monica with a secretary. From literature club leader to having a secretary of her own. What a turn of events in life. Same here. I'm glad she was able to get on with her life normally after what happened. Yeah. We were both silent for several seconds. We forgot for a moment that Sayuri had a terrible time in our absence. And what are we waiting for? We better go. Of course. Follow me. Okay, y'all. I think this is where we're gonna end it. I'm gonna try narrowing down to the recording down to like from 1 hour, hour and a half, somewhere like that. Just so I'm not going to sleep very late. I've been going to sleep very, very late because I'm recording 2-3 hour footage. But anyway, this is good. Okay, I can't even explain. I can see some of the stuff happening. Of course, you can see some of the stuff happening. I can't even speak. But from how it started, it seems like it's gonna be a really good mod. Like it really is going off of what Exit Music ended with, and then having its own. From what I've seen already, the artwork is nice. We have new locations, and it seems like it's gonna be a very good story to it. We've learned that we were put in limbo, and we were resurrected, and to stay resurrected and to stay alive and have peace, we have to kill the person that gave us the reason for our suicides. And for Natsuki, I don't know. The list could go very well. Goes on for a long time. I mean, here's the thing. Sure, Natsuki's father is the main reason of it all, but like Dan said, there were other people that also became a gear that kept the thing rotating, you know? So sure, the dad got over here. The dad abused Natsuki and all that, making us get Natsuki out of there, which made Natsuki live with us. And because of the time we spent with Natsuki, we fell for her, and she fell for us, and now we're together. But of course, we still got the other people of the literature club. And if this is going by Exit Music, then Monica was a bitch, Yuri was a bitch, and she was excessive. She tried forcing herself onto us, saying that she was better than Natsuki, and Natsuki heard that. And Yuri pretty much had a talk with her. Went well. Yuri told Natsuki to cut herself. Natsuki did. She lost blood. She went to the hospital. She got released with her emergency contact, that being her dad, and because of that, she found no other way out other than that. So I guess you could say that Yuri is also part of the fact that Natsuki's death. So I wonder if Yuri is also a person that also has to go. And for us, would it just be her dad? That's very confusing. Like, I mean, she didn't possibly do much stuff. Natsuki didn't do anything to us. but we feel like it's our fault that she died, so that's why we jumped off so we could be with her in the afterlife. So I wonder how they're gonna take a turn on that. Anyway, this was Doki Doki not exit music. This is Doki Doki I'm Alive. And in the next episode, we'll get to see Monica. We got to see Sayuri. Sayuri looks like a mess, but we'll see how Monica's doing for herself. She's a public defendant with a secretary, so I've been thinking of seeing her in some brand designer clothes, so sort of stuff like that, you know? Because public defenders do be making the money. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, why not hit it a like? And if you like this type of content, I intend to be making more of this sort of content. So why not subscribe? Anyway, this has been Doki Doki. I'm alive. This has been Bento. Bento out.